Is Metal Gear Solid Zero's an important release for the industry? With Metal Gear Solid Zero's releasing in March, it brings a question to mind. Is this an important release for the industry? And you may be asking yourself, why would it be? See, Metal Gear Zero's isn't actually a full title. What it is a prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. However, instead of releasing Zero's with Phantom Pain, they are marketing it as a short prequel for $30 on the 8th generation consoles and $20 on the last generation consoles. Hideo Kojima explains this as introducing us to the new style of Metal Gear. But is that really true? Why couldn't we just have had it in an actual release and got used to it that way? So instead of paying $60 for the game, we will now need to pay $80 to $90 to have the full experience from beginning to end. This really isn't the first time this has happened in the gaming industry though. If we look back to 2007, Sony's Polyphony Digital did something very similar with Gran Turismo 5 Prologue by releasing a glorified $40 demo to keep their fans satisfied while they continue to work on the full installment. The scary thing is, it sold 4 million copies worldwide. Oddly enough, this tactic never took off in the 7th generation of consoles, even though Polyphony Digital made a ton of money off of it. See, when you have a popular franchise that people really want, you can get away with these type of things. This is where Metal Gear Zero's comes in. This is the first time we have seen this happen with a story-driven game. It is one thing to do it with a game that is only about gameplay, but when it is about a story-driven game, you'll need both games to experience the full package. Or maybe I'm wrong and this will be all about gameplay as well. Who knows? But let's say this is a story-driven game. If it takes off, will it suddenly make an impact on the industry with this happening more often? The gaming industry is a copycat industry after all. What makes money will certainly go around whether it is good for the gamers or not. Gaming, like any other industry, is a business first and foremost. Let's just take a look at some of the other things released last generation that became popular. Xbox Live and PSN. Xbox Live literally changed the entire market. This expanded to Xbox Live Arcade, achievements, tracking friends, and really made consoles not only for the hardcore gamers, but it also made it into a social experience with friends and family across the world. Since then, we have seen PSN take notes and copying Xbox Live in many ways, from trophies to now paying for online. However, this isn't saying copying is bad. In fact, it creates competition and drives them to get better. As an example would be PlayStation Plus. With PlayStation Plus, you get free games each month as long as you're paying the yearly fee, or monthly fee in some cases. This in return made Microsoft add games with gold coming sometime in 2014. However, something that changes the industry to have another company copy them isn't always a good thing. This is where DLC and microtransactions come in. While DLC is actually a really good idea if implemented right, there has been some pretty shady tactics over the years, which includes Day 1 DLC. So as long as you're understanding me on this, to get the full game with many games today, you have to pay the full $60 price, and then on top of that, pay for Day 1 DLC, making it anywhere from $70 to $100. This is kind of ridiculous since all this could have been included in the first place on the disc. On the other hand, games cost a lot of money to make, and maybe it's something that they have to do to make a profit. But what about microtransactions? This is another tactic to get money out of the gamers. But just like DLC, there's a good way to do this and a bad way to do this. The two ways that has become infamous with gamers is the pay-to-win model and microtransactions on Day 1 that should have been on the disc in the first place. Pay-to-win, in other words, would be where you play a game where you must level up to unlock weapons. However, the developers make it almost impossible to level up, forcing you to pay for the guns because other people are paying for them, giving them an unfair advantage. This leaves for a highly unbalanced game. Day 1 microtransactions have certainly been on the rise recently, with two popular franchises doing it as well, in Forza and Gran Turismo. The sad part of all this is, both of these games already sell very well. They're $60 games and really shouldn't have microtransactions on Day 1. It is okay to add them later on in the life cycle, but don't include something on Day 1 just to get an extra buck. With all that said, DLC and microtransactions can be done correctly. I will use Dota and Killer Instinct as an example for microtransactions in DLC. Dota, unlike many other free-to-play games, does not require you to pay to win. However, they still have to make money. What they do is make an excellent game and gives you the option to buy cosmetic items for your characters. This doesn't change the gameplay whatsoever and allows people to still have fun and support the game. This is where it pays off for making an excellent game, free or not. Killer Instinct has a different approach to free-to-play and also did it efficiently. With Killer Instinct, your first character is free, and then you have the option of buying each character individually for a small fee, or you can buy the full roster for $20. Each character released later on can then be bought individually as well. This allows you to pay for what you want and not pay for what you don't want. Anyways, after getting a little off topic, I will get back to my original point. The gaming industry is known for copying each other once something shows it can make them money. Anything from hardware, sales tactics, to software. It doesn't really matter if it's shady or not. What matters is them making money. So is Metal Gear Zeroes an important release for the gaming industry? Let me know what you think in the comments below.